Hello, welcome to my channel, High Priestess 1111 Tarot. I felt called by Spirit today to offer a general reading, messages from Spirit coming through for whoever feels called to watch this. This is a timeless reading. The cards are pre-shuffled and we're just going to go ahead and see what comes out. The Knave of Wands. So as soon as I get the first 8 cards out, I will shift my camera angle. It's just kind of boring to look at the plain table while I shuffle. So the Two of Swords. Okay, that was quick. The World. The King of Cups. Okay, well, they're just coming out. We have the Queen of Swords. The Five of Cups. The King of Wands. We got one more card. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Okay, the Emperor. Interesting. A lot of powerful masculine energy. And when I say feminine and masculine, I'm not talking gender. It could be a woman or a man. We all have these energies inside of us. So let's check it out. Speaking of that, the bottom of the deck is the Lovers. Gemini also represents the masculine and feminine balance internally, and it can reflect outside in external relationships that are working with the feminine and masculine energies. Generally, I feel like this card on the bottom of the deck means that there is balance being achieved either internally or externally with these energies. Okay, beautiful. Let's go ahead and shift down to the cards. There we go. So the Knave of Wands. This is passionate, fire energy. It can also indicate the Knave is not as experienced as the Knight. It's a new energy. There's could be a new project, a new spiritual pursuit, something that feels passionate and exciting or creative. There is also perhaps a feeling of confusion. Okay, this person is blindfolded. She's holding these 2 swords. And ultimately the 2s indicate that we need to make a choice. In this case, it's a sword card, so it's air energy. Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. But there's a choice to be made here in the mind, and the mind may be struggling with this choice. But this choice is either has already happened and has led to the beginning of a new cycle, or will be happening. You will be making a choice, and it will be starting you on a new pathway here, a new journey. This also can indicate the completion or ending of a major cycle. It can be celebratory, it can be victorious. Whatever is happening here, though, the new cycle is there's a lot of opportunity here to step through this doorway. But you have to make a choice and set down one of the swords that you're carrying in order to get the clarity you need to step into that portal. And then we have the King of Cups. Sensual, passionate, emotionally deep, nurturing. This could be you. This could represent a water person in your life, a strong, giving, generous person, man or woman. So yeah, it could indicate that you have water in your chart, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or that someone you're connected with is a water sign. But it could just also indicate an emotional depth that is coming through in this new cycle. So under the Knave of Wands, we have the Queen of Swords. This is strong energy. There's passion here. There's spiritual alignment. And then with the Queen of Swords, there is an ability to express yourself and speak your truth, even if it cuts, even if the truth can be harsh for other people. It's important that the truth be spoken and that we stand in our truth and we express ourselves in this way, even if it causes a feeling of sadness. This may be for you. Somebody may have come in and been the Queen of Swords in your life and said something that was cutting and made you feel sad. This could go the other way. Roles can always be reversed in my readings. So the truth can be harsh and it can make us feel loss, that we have lost something. And there could be some loss with this choice, right? We may have to walk away from something or set something down, and that feels like a loss and that we are grieving these spilled cups. But there are there are standing cups here, cups that are still full of water. It's just that this person is not acknowledging them or paying attention to them. Maybe this person has forgotten that there's still things to be grateful for and positive things going on, right? Because the focus is on what has been lost. And that's also a water card, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And of course, grief and loss are all just part of the process, right? When we have to walk away from something or when something has been taken from us, it is healthy and natural to feel loss and grief. It's just important to be able to remember what we still have to be grateful for. And so underneath the World card, we have the King of Wands, passionate energy. This King of Wands goes and gets what he wants. He knows what he wants. He's passionate about it, and he goes and gets it. So there's a lot of energy, fire energy here. Again, Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. We are in a fire month right now. Again, this is a general reading, and it's also timeless. So I won't go too much into the astrology, but this King of Wands energy, it could reflect a growth from being the Knave of Wands, from starting a new passionate project or relationship or whatever this can represent in your life, to really feeling like you have mastered it, that you are, this powerful, sovereign being, spiritually, creatively. Passion, there's passion here. It also could represent a person in your life. There's a lot of people showing up, a lot of masculine energy, okay? There's these two kings, very balanced, very oppositional, like the King of Cups, deep water, and the King of Wands, passionate fire. But there's like a balance between those elements that can be found there. And it's interesting to me that there's sort of this fusion of that. The Emperor can be represented by Taurus. I also see this as a Sagittarius card. But regardless, the Emperor is very much the sovereign of his kingdom. He's like the representation of all of the kings, of the, that sovereign energy that is ruling his kingdom generously and in a balanced way. So yeah, you may be dealing with some strong masculine energies with people in your life. With this new cycle, there's an evolution there of energies, a progression, I would say. And then we have this queen also, right? So 2 kings, the Emperor, and a queen, and a major arcana. That's a lot of strong energy in this reading. Oh, and then also, so 2 major arcana because we have the Lovers on the bottom. So this is just a very powerful cycle shift. This is not like we're not talking about like the shift of a lunar cycle or even like a solar cycle. This is a shift into a new era. Personally, collectively, there's a huge world shift going on around us, right? But internally and individually, we're all experiencing these things. And there's a lot of Mars activating energy, a lot of fire going on for the second half of 2020. And we are needing to learn how to balance that fire with water, with emotion and compassion, and also with like using our minds to make choices that feel more in alignment, deeply in alignment spiritually, where we're able to like live in our authentic truth and speak it, and receive it. But there's a lot of sovereignty here. There's a lot of like stepping into power. This new cycle brings a lot of power, a lot of like feeling like you're really leveling up and stepping into a new phase of like owning your own life and being the sovereign of your own life. And that's really beautiful. So let's go ahead and pull some clarifying cards from another deck. All the decks are pre-shuffled. Just seeking clarity and guidance here for this reading from Spirit for whoever resonates and felt called to watch this video. So we have the Four of Air, contemplation. And that is like the Four of Swords. There's an indication sometimes when we have like Two of Swords energy where we need to make a choice, or where we are feeling grief and loss, where we need to take a step back and meditate or dream or rest or go into solitude, but really just kind of take a step back and do some thinking and some retrospection about the situation. And it's very healing energy in the mind. We get calm when we contemplate. We feel like we understand the situation in a deeper way, and it brings a sense of peace where there might have been a sense of confusion. And sometimes we need to do that, right, to be able to make a choice. Okay. And then we have the Seven of Fire, endurance. So that's like the Seven of Wands. It indicates that you've come through a period where you've been victorious, but you're still, having to kind of have some fire energy, have some, so like, don't want to say combative, but like you're on high ground, you're ready to take on the next challenge. Okay. It's a positive energy. Like you're in a good position, right? Endurance. There's energy there. You've like built up some strength and endurance here, and you're ready to kind of go the distance. And sevens are always spiritual. So this could be referring to spiritual practice where you've overcome some blocks, some obstacles in healing or in your spiritual walk, and now you're like at a new plateau where you're feeling like good. And of course, there's always more work to be done. But there's something very driven spiritually here with this new cycle. There's a lot of passion and fire here, a lot of creativity. Okay, and then I said this word earlier, but I was saying that contemplation from that Four of Air was going to bring clarity. So the Six of Air, which is like the Six of Swords, it's victory. It's whatever you've been chewing on in your mind, whatever's been worrying you is going to be resolved in a way that brings, again, peace and clarity of mind. It's beautiful. Let's check this bottom of the deck. Okay, so we have the Moon. Again, the Moon can feel, this is a water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This is our intuition. This is our subconscious. Sometimes this can indicate, unconscious behaviors or patterns or things that we're not aware of consciously. This energy can feel confusing or obscured. It can also just mean we have a deep connection to the water and to our intuition and to the moon phases. Different people can work with this energy in different ways, and it's not a negative energy in any way, but there can be a feeling, like I said, of confusion. So I feel like people are working through some deep, intuitive, subconscious, unconscious, shadow work kind of processes here. And maybe there's been some illumination around some of these processes and these unconscious or subconscious patterns that the moon has illuminated, or your intuition has illuminated, Or perhaps that's coming for you with this period of rest and contemplation, and making this decision that needs to be made here. But you're going to be guided intuitively. You're going to be guided. So listen to your dreams. Listen to messages coming through from Spirit, because they're going to help you find that clarity and that sense of inner knowing and peace, so that you can continue on your pathway here, past whatever this obstacle is that has caused this feeling of loss. Okay, beautiful. We're going to switch over to a few oracle decks. So I'm going to pick one from each just to get a few more messages. This is an animal oracle deck, Wild Unknown. And go ahead and see what animal Spirit wants to come and give us some clarity and information. And also just pay attention, see if this animal appears in your life in some way. The gazelle. Beautiful. Okay, figure out where to put her. Okay. We're going to find out a little bit more about the gazelle energy. It's fire energy again. Heightened awareness and ability, but also vulnerability. Sorry, I just want to be able to see this guy a little better. Okay. The gazelle represents supreme grace. With every move, this awe-inspiring beauty emits sophistication and elegance. Gazelle personalities are often hyper-aware of their surroundings. This can border on hypervigilance, and this can inhibit them from enjoying the beauty they've spent so much effort cultivating. No more worrying about all those predators out there in the wild. When this card appears, it's time to get back to the present moment. Okay, so I do see there's a sense of worry, or a sense of like being stuck in the mind with something here. Sit down, find your breath. That's that Four of Air contemplation card. And acknowledge the bounty that surrounds you. So that's finding the gratitude when you have your back turned on your full cups. Let it nourish your gentle spirit. And I do see nourishment coming in. I see nourishment, emotional nourishment, like spiritual nourishment with this King of Wands. Like there's big, juicy energies here. So when in balance, this gazelle energy is graceful, perceptive, and artistic. When out of balance, this can represent as digestive issues, insomnia, and a racing mind. So to bring into balance, good food, yin yoga, and cozy home. So yeah, I do hope that you find some ability to get some of that nourishment and self-care that's needed, so that you can have a little bit more peace and clarity, and yeah, make this decision if it has not already been made. We're going to go ahead and pull a Starseed Oracle card. I know many of my watchers resonate as a starseed or connect with cosmic energy, and these cards always have such direct and potent messages. Oh, and there we have one. Child of the cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. Wow, very beautiful card there. There's a mysterious force that governs all of life, an intelligence that tells flowers when to bloom and the tides and seasons when to come and go. That intelligence is within you, too. It was there before you drew your first breath, and it will be there well beyond your last. It's the part of you that informed every cell what to do when you were in your mother's womb. It's harder to resist this force than it is to surrender to it. Because Earth is a planet of polarity and free will, it's easy to forget that this intelligence exists within us. So often we become disconnected from this pulse of life and fall into the pattern of believing that we're separate or feeling that we need to go it alone. We can feel isolated and as if we need to figure things out by ourselves, to rely only on our own strength. You're being called to remember the intelligence that's within each and every one of your cells, to remember that you're a precious child of a loving, gentle universe, that you have access to all of the intelligence, wisdom, strength, flow, and qualities there ever were, are, or will be. and to remember that if flowers know exactly when and how to bloom, then you do too. So this question here is, how can you surrender more deeply to the intelligent flow of life? And I think one of the answers that came up was get out of your mind and be more present. What a beautiful reading. Okay, we're going to do one final oracle message here from this Earth Warrior Oracle, and get a message from indigenous wisdoms of this earth for our parting message here. Oh my goodness. Okay. Very special card just came out. So we have the White Buffalo Woman. Hopeful heart. See her sign. So I'll read about this, but in my spiritual practice, the White Buffalo Calf Pipe Woman came to the people of Turtle Island, the Plains tribes, thousands and thousands of years ago, and gave them the chanupa, the pipe, to use as a technology to pray and connect with spirit. And she gave them the songs and the sweat lodge, and is very much the most important or one of the most significant spiritual guides of that lineage. Okay, the White Buffalo Calf Pipe Woman. She's the number 44. I don't know if you've been seeing the number 44 a lot, but it does equate down to 8, which is all of its Scorpio energy, so death and rebirth and spiritual evolution and growth. Shadow work. Hopeful heart, see her sign. Have hope, for you are pure of heart, and White Buffalo Woman appears as the divine sign of rebirth and harmony. She is the way shower who lives as one with Great Spirit. She teaches the practices that will free and empower us all. She heralds the birth of the divine upon a new earth. You are held in her heart, and you will recognize her beautiful grace of spirit in your own. This oracle signifies hope and reunion after a challenging or dark time. There will be harmony and a coming together in sacred purpose after putting pain or conflict behind you. A birth of something pure and true shall happen under the auspices of Great Spirit. Ooh, this is making me cry. This is powerful energy. Forgive yourself and others and lay claim to the purity and goodwill that is your heart's true nature. Spiritual blessing is bestowed. Your actions are in accord with heaven. Complete release and renewal shall take place. The good and true will triumph in the end. Have faith, for your prayers are being answered. That is incredibly powerful. I am incredibly grateful to any of you who watched through to the end of this reading and who resonated and felt moved or healed or inspired or in some way got a benefit out of this reading. It is an honor to continue to be a vessel for spirit to flow through, for energy and information to be transmitted to those who resonate. So please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button, comment, and share. If you did enjoy this video, go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more content. And I hope you all have a beautiful, blessed, and healing time right now. I'm sending lots and lots of love and healing energy your way, watchers. And for any information about how to schedule a private reading, a flower essence session, how to connect with me on Instagram, all that information is in the description box below the video. Well, until next time, many blessings. Be well and walk in beauty. Oh.